Restarting over here. Mostly I'm trying to see if I've actually got a stream running. There we go. Looks like it's working. Wow. Talk about frustrating days. All right. So, I'm going to do something a little different today. Assuming that works. Right. I'm going to pull up an old save. Load save. Gets 14.5 hours on it. Aboard the space anomaly. I don't know if I've got a freighter or not. Last played this in February last year. It's been a while. The idea today is to see if we can figure out where we can get various metals, specifically stellar metals. So this was my save for that expedition. Alright. What we should know is that some of the materials you've got will give you other materials. Alright. Not what it's doing. Disabled. So let's go see, do I have a freighter? Yes, I do. And let's see, is that one of mine? It's some others. Do including one of these. Now, I'm going to say up front This is one of my least favorite starships. And the reason is I've got one deflector shield. I've got space for another one. I've got a piece of equipment here that I can move around, but if I do anything with it, it can cause problems. Up here, we've got a piece of equipment that will give us some cadmium, and over here some more cadmium. But it's not so much that they'll give you cadmium, it's that if they get damaged, you have to get cadmium for it. Specifically, what you see in that RS dismantle, what you get if you dismantle it, 75 deuterium, 75 cadmium, 1 wiring loom. You need all of that if this gets damaged in combat. Likewise over here, you'll need 125 cadmium, 2 wiring loom. Also, 75 cadmium, 13 magnetized ferrite, and wiring loom. This one is our emerald drive. Here we've got infraknife accelerator and the Q resonator. Don't have the other infraknife items. So let's pop into here. Okay, we've got chromatic metal, sodium, not a lot of other stuff. So let's take a look in storage here. Alright, we've got geology cannon module, plasma launcher module, Humboldt drive module. Those are all kind of nice, but not really what we're looking for here. Got a neutron cannon module, cyclotron module, and efficient antimatter injector. This can be useful. We'll take a look at that. And yes, I have emerald, cadmium, copper, all in my inventory already. So if one of these gets damaged and needs that, I've got some. But let's assume you don't. Did I get any indium somewhere along the line here? Indium in here. Maybe we've got some stashed away in one of the other starships. Here. Oh, I need some paraffinium. I don't have enough. Let's see, if I set things up so that I could get paraffinium. Does one set oneself up to get paraffinium? Well, this is not how you do it. Storage. Good stuff. Not what I need. That. These, yep. Okay, I need starball. I've got 25 paraffinium. Okay, how much paraffinium do I have? $56. I need more star bulbs than that's going to give me. Okay. This might prove useful. This might prove useful. Let's go see if that proves useful. First thing I need is a little bit more. Rusted metal? Yes, I do. So let's grab that. Hey there, how's it going? What are you doing, Arthur? Turns out I need some paraffinium, and so I figured let's make some up. Won't be enough for what I need, but it will be enough for me to plant. Because the paraffinium is going to give me star bulb. And with the star bulb, I can plant that, harvest that the next cycle, collect paraffinium, or convert it into paraffinium. No worries. Caught the response. I'm just referring to the title of today's stream. Question comes up from time to time. How do I find such and such? Where do I get these stellar metals? And so we're going to go digging through that. But part of that says set the save up so that you can at least continue a few things later on. Say I really don't like switching back and forth between Switch and PC using consoles or controllers. Data? Well, we'll be going to the space station anyway, so we can see what comes up with that. Parts ready. Now, which gets me paraffinium? Try the uranium. That gives me pyrite. Gets me uranium. That's a step in the wrong direction. Okay. Not ammonia either. With pure ferrite, gets you half as much, or same amount, of the paraffinium. Now let's grab star bulb. Get more paraffinium. We'll get there. Let me get this star bulb planted first. I won't say it's mission critical to what I'm trying to do, but get a star bulb plant put in. Don't have enough for another. All right. Go back to the space station. We're off to a space station. Let's grab the starboard runner. And let's at least accept the message. And we're going to completely ignore it. Got one. I think 5 of that. Let's see. And off to a planet. Ancient bones, copper, basalt, salt, high sentinel activity. We'll go with that one. Right. 5 maps. Perfect. $3 minutes. Who's got time for that? Hey, Artemis. I'm me, Artemis. Right. Yeah, of course I'd say that. What about these others? No response, huh? Alright. Take knowledge of the past. At least this one isn't 20 minutes away. Also not what you were looking for, I think, but that's fine. Sealed scroll. Alright, let's try another one. Monolith. This should work better. Side of the monolith. Alright. As I look upon the ancient relic, a strange feeling grips a hold of me. My vision begins to swim. I am here, but not here. The Corvax echoes will advance the traveler. Corvax echoes will ascent his traveler as Kozbet. Tiny floating tetrahedrons emerge from the planet's surface and surround me. I try to wave them away at my multi-tool, but each time they swarm closer as if attracted to it somehow. I raise my multi-tool and they shimmer blue as they dart this way and that, closer and closer. They're within touching distance of my multi-tool. They take one final surge. Let the tetrahedrons in. My multi-tool glows blue. The color spreads, seeping into my arm. The sudden surge, the electric glow reaches my brain. I pass out. I wake, reality restored. I find myself in possession of a new piece of multi-tool technology. Pulse splitter. Blueprint for a pulse splitter. Alright. And locate a portal. A way to a portal. Let's not take half an hour. Having arrived. Give this thing some of me precious metals. Another gear. That one. Okay. We are at the point where I need some stellar metals. Maybe we find some up there. Some stellar metal. Enough stellar metal? I need 4 times whatever this is, so 16. That should be enough. When accepted activated copper. Oh well. Okay, he's here. Activate portal. And I've got 0. Destination 0. Galactic Center. Oops, I was supposed to do something else. See where it takes me. Contact with all these locations all over the place. This is not the location where I was hoped to be finding a bunch of glyphs, I don't think. Get full of kitty. Little Bob. Super Bob. Happy planet. Is it happy because it eats everybody? CC? Cadmium mine, emerald mine, uranium mine, a gold mine. You get portals. I'm not seeing anything about glyphs. Doesn't mean there isn't a set. Broken Sentinel ship. I think there's a lot of bases on this planet, or in this system. Let's instead head back to my freighter. All right. As everybody knows, okay, we'll install it. Just so we can uninstall it. So I'm going to need 200 deuterium. Fine. Got 20 tritium, huh? It's going to make getting 200 deuterium that much more difficult. Got 67 in here. $67 plus 20, 187. It's my starship. All right. Definitely is more than enough tritium now. And got enough of that too. Loading is that this is a pirate freighter. But, oh well. Alright, so I need 200 dihydrogen. $200 tritium. Made. So now I can disassemble it. And that's going to just be another 3 hours and 24 minutes before I can harvest it. Oh well. And usually that's some chromatic metal. Yep. Alright. So the premise is that you get a starship and you get into combat. And it's been my experience that something will be damaged. Something like your infraknife accelerator might go away. Well, in this case, I would need 100 phosphorus plus 1 wiring loom. Now, phosphorus is generally something. If you die in combat in a system with a space station, you're going to be able to buy wiring loom and very probably phosphorus. It's going to take a while, but you'll be able to find some of it. Likewise here, wiring loom, unstable plasma. Well, unstable plasma you can make. You make unstable plasma with oxygen and metal plating. Oxygen can be a little difficult to get. Metal plating, probably not so much. Here, if your rocket launcher is damaged, you're going to need some condensed carbon and some copper. Copper. Where are we going to get copper? If you're in a copper-bearing system, you can go mine it, but maybe you want to get your Starship back up and running real quick before, and you want the rockets because you might be in a high conflict system and need to, or you'll want the rockets so that you can enjoy combat successfully. Over here, cadmium. Well, where do we get this stuff? So, let me take a look here. We don't get any... here we get some antimatter, a solar mirror, wiring them. Again, stuff you can get most anywhere. Indium drive, you have to have emerald for it. Emergency warp unit, and I'm not too worried about that. So, we've got these that need cadmium, or we get some things that need emerald. Here we need chromatic metal. Now, chromatic metal we can get. As a matter of fact, I've got a bunch. But other than having cadmium and emerald here in my storage container, if I'm in a system where my freighter isn't, that might not be something I want to go relying on. So let's see if we've got some other options. And I say we do. My favorite other option? Pulse engine module. Let's install it. It's going to complain. Oh, we got too many installed. What happens if we disassemble it? We've got 75 cadmium, a wiring loom, 75 cadmium and a wiring loom. Also looks like 75 deuterium. There's 75 deuterium. All of that stuff just because we dismantled a C-class propulsion unit. Likewise for shield, we installed that. C-class shield disassembled gives us chromatic metal and sodium. Also a wiring loom. Positron module. Maybe you happen to like a positron ejector. That will give you 125 cadmium, 75 silver, and another wiring loom. So now I've got 200 cadmium. The thing is, everything I just bought just dismantled is stuff I picked up at the local space station. And you know, total value, well, let's split this up once. Down to 1. That has a value of 25,000 units. Means at best you're going to be paying more than that. Back to the local space station. Let's see what else we can find. And let's note prices. So I've got 2,874 nanites. I wasn't looking for that. There's what I was looking for. Space station. As a reminder, pulse engine modules give you cadmium. Launch thruster module. We'll grab one of these. Hyperdrive module. Starship shield module. It gives us cadmium. Phase beam module is going to give us other stuff. Positron module as well. We'll grab them. I'm just grabbing things in the C class because I'm not planning on them being permanently installed. So, this gives us cadmium, 175 cadmium, 75 silver, 1 wiring loom. There's cadmium, wiring loom, and silver. Secondary wiring. Dismantle for silver, wiring loom, and dihydrogen. So, nothing really critical there. But if you're shy of some dihydrogen by that much, and you happen to have a C-class module, one thing to remember, so we've got Mercy warp unit, hyperdrive, indium drive. We install the C-class here. 75 chromatic metal, 12 or 13 magnetized ferrite, 1 wiring loom. It doesn't matter what class this is. I'll show that. See if we've got another hyperdrive module here. As you know, it'd be nice to have something better than a C-class hyperdrive module. Maybe we go to another system. Oh, here's an A-class one. So, we're buying that for 335. The the C-class one was probably in the 60% range, or 60 nanite range. A class. Gives us a little bit more range. Also, 75. Whether you're getting a C class or an A class, when you break it down, they're both 75 chromatic metal, 13 magnetized ferrite, 1 wiring loom. 75 chromatic metal, 13 magnetized ferrite, 1 wiring loom. Alright, let's see about this phase beam module. I hate the phase beam, but there we've got silver, another 125 cadmium, and another wiring loom. And again, didn't cost us all that much. Just something on the order of 30 to 60 nanites. That was my project today. You can get stellar metals out of buried caches. When you get the green thing, or gold thing, the terminal, you have a chance of getting pretty much any of the stellar metals. Copper, it generally won't get chromatic metal, but copper, indium, emerald, cadmium, all of them may be possible. If you're in a system that has stellar metals other than copper, you may find copper in the the space station trade terminal. These guys might have copper for you. But you're not going to get cobalt or cadmium. We've got chromatic metal here. You're not going to get emerald or indium from these guys, even on systems that have that stuff. Missed ya, huh? Well, you got to trade. Ooh, you got paraffinium. A use for that. Give me another chance to see what it was that you had. Get more paraffinium. There's some paraffinium too. Ooh. to see about doing another run through just of the chromatic metals, but I'm going to do it not as a stream. I'm going to do it as recording so I can get a video out of it posted, and we'll see how that goes. I want to say thanks to everybody who stuck around. Had a good visit, and we'll catch up with you again soon.